Hey everybody, Prawnfather here, coming at you with another Vesteria guide. Today I've got an in-depth Rebirth guide. Now this guide won't be a rich man's guide. Everything I will go over will be very obtainable for newer players, and some of the questions this guide will be answering are: how do I rebirth? What gear should I use? What's the fastest path to level? And should I prepare to grind rebirth? I'll be answering all of these questions in today's guide, starting with should I prepare to grind rebirth? And my answer to that is absolutely. I'll have timestamps to everything in the description so you can skip around to whatever part you think you need the most, or just watch through it all, because I think all this information is needed. Now, let's quickly go over what rebirthing is and the benefits to rebirthing. To start, you need to be level 50 plus to reap the benefits of rebirthing. Upon rebirthing at level 50, you'll receive all your current items back and an added 5% XP boost and a holy scroll every rebirth, and every 5th rebirth you get a magnificent holy scroll. So at rebirth 5, 10, 15, and 20, upon reaching rebirth 20 or XX, you also receive the XX title and the option to toggle glowing eyes on and off. The XX title gives a 15% luck boost, and this is essentially your incentive to push to that 20 rebirth mark. This is where you find the NPC to rebirth, so just follow my path. Let's start with which class and subclass we will be using, and then we're going to move into gear and modifiers. Now, Beserker is the easiest and fastest class to level and rebirth on, and now there's a couple reasons for this. Berserker's skills and abilities have great AoE and DPS, making the Berserker extremely strong for farming grouped mobs and bosses. On top of that, Berserkers also have lifesteal, which is great for farming bosses and mobs, which do a lot of damage because you'll just get all your health back. And finally, and probably the strongest, not strongest, but extremely strong reason is you can hold 2 modified swords. So we'll come back to that in a second. Now, let's talk about monsters quickly. As I said previously, this won't be a rich man's guide, so no 20 monsters, just one. Getting a monster is definitely not a requirement, but it can save you 15 minutes of grinding in Nilgarf Sewers, where it can really slow down. So just keep that in mind. Monsters are currently extremely obtainable for 4 gold apiece, and keep in mind you also receive a holy scroll every time you rebirth, which sells on the market for 5 or 6 gold, and a mag holy every 5, which goes for 22 to 25. So you're coming out with a profit either way if you spend that 4 gold or not. Now, before we get into gear, let's talk about modifiers. The only 2 that have anything to do with XP gain are pristine and legendary modifiers. To start, pristine modifiers provide a 8% XP boost. They're currently sold for 8 to 10 gold, which makes them the best option for grinding rebirth. Now, legendary modifiers, which are more expensive, provide 12% XP boost, however cost 50 or 70 gold, which is a lot for especially newer players. Now, you also wouldn't be you wouldn't be taking advantage of the 50% reduction to items destruction chance, which is kind of a huge waste. Let's talk about gear now. For armor, we've got a few options. From level 10, we've got 2 options. Now, our first and more expensive option would be Catgirl armor. This can be purchased on the player market from 24 to 28 gold, or it can be purchased from the Catgirl shop for 500 Aether, which is the paid currency. But you can also get 500 Aether from saving up all your weekly quests. Now, Catgirl armor provides a 25% XP boost and can be modified with pristine or legendary to add 8 or 12% boost. Now, for budget armor, we've got mush armor, which is extremely obtainable, and it can be obtained by killing Rootbeard, which can be found in Mushtown. If you need a quick guide for where Rootbeard is, where you can find him, how to fight him, click the card top right corner right now, and I've got a little short for you that'll take you right through it. Now, much armor provides 15% XP boost and can also be modified with pristine or legendary, so it always adds more. Now, our final armor is festive armor, and now you got to be level 40 to use this armor, but it provides a 30% XP boost and has a lot better defense than Cackle armor, which makes it a little easier grinding later on through the rebirth. But this is by no means a required armor piece. I don't even use it, so you don't have to either. Now, it can also be modified with pristine or legendary, which is great. It's just extra XP, and it can be purchased from other players for around 20 to 30 gold, kind of depending. Now, with our armors out of the way, let's talk boots. Boots are simple with only two options. We got Cackerel boots, and we also have the festive boots. Cackerel boots provide 10% XP boost, while festive boots are also level 40 and provide 12%, and an added 3%, or so not 3%, plus 3 movement speed. Now, boots cannot be modified with pristine or legendary modifiers, so it's either the 10% or the 12%. And moving on, let's talk about headgear. The only headgear you need to know about is Tengu Mask. There are a few other headgears that provide XP boost, but Tengu is the most obtainable and provides the highest XP boost currently of 15%. Headgears can also not be modified with pristine or legendary modifiers. Tengu Mask right now is going for anywhere from 10 to 30 gold. Now, I try to stay in the lower. I would probably spend around 10 to 20 gold, but lots of people sell it at 30. With that all out of the way, let's talk about weapons. Now, a massive reason why we play Beserker to level is because you can use 2 swords. All swords in the game can be modified with pristine or legendary modifiers, meaning if they're both pristine or legendary, you can get an additional 16 to 24% XP boost through your rebirth. Now, getting weapons for rebirth is simple actually. Mine look like this, you know, like they're all evenly spaced out levels and they're all pristine. Now, Uprooted Blade, which is also dropped by Rootbeard, is a great way to have a rebirth weapon. They're very obtainable and you can reforge them easily to make them the level you need. They also provide a damage boost, which is great, like just super great for farming. With your rebirth weapons, you want to take every kind of basic or great weapon scroll that you drop on the ground, which there's quite a few from all those lower mobs, and you just put those on your weapons because it just provides a added damage boost. Now, that's all you really need to know about your weapons. Now, let's talk about pets and consumables really quickly. There aren't any current tradable pets in the game that provide an XP boost. They're only obtainable through events like the Christmas event. There are consumables still out there, like the gingerbread man, but that's hard to find, and the only way to obtain it is the Christmas event. So it depends on if people all the way back from the Christmas event have actually used it yet or not. But it does provide an additional 25% XP, which is really strong. Anyways, that's everything you need to know about gear. Now, before we hop into where we grind, I have a few small tips to help you on your way and maximize your efficiency. First tip, always fight giants. Giants provide great XP and can level you multiple times just then and there. My second tip, it's talking about this quest board. Now, the quest board is here in Nilgarf and provides great XP for rebirthing players. If you're able to get a few of these quests done before you rebirth, you can complete them after you rebirth and you'll just give yourself a great head start. Like, you can level from 10 to like 20 like immediately if you just do a few of these quests. Now, my last tip is never sell your ratty heads. I like to stockpile mine so I can complete the Rat King quest line right away every time, which is in Nilgarf Sewers. And the Rat King quest line can just take you from 29 to 30 just super easily, and that's kind of the most painful area of grinding, is that level 25 to 30. So it'll take you through that. Now, that's all of our main information out of the way. Now it's time we talk about the path we're going to take. From level 10 to 17, we'll be at Great Crossroads, grinding scarecrows. From 17 to 30, we'll be in the Nilgarf Sewers, grinding baddies and ratties. And once we hit level 30, we'll grab our subclass Beserker and head to Forsaken Isle. There, we will get from 30 to 45. However, you can grind all the way to 50 here, but it just takes a lot longer. After Forsaken Isle, we head to Teruls Maw and we finish off the level 50 Rebirth grind. So we can grind from 45 to 50 at Teruls Maw super easily. Now, to end this video, I'm just going to run you through where and all these places you'll be grinding. So, enjoy. What's going on? Let's go get a reset right away. Boom. Free holy scroll. Let's go talk to this guy. Alright, Sir Tristan. From the Warriors. Now, dump strength right away. For your adventure book, just double slash. For warrior book, just put all triple slash right now. And then for the rest here, I'd just do regen and then maybe one of those. And then that's kind of all, but you don't really need to use this. You can use the heal, like it can be useful, just because it heals up a little bit. But for the most part, you do not need that. Anyways, now let's go back to Nilgarf. Alright, follow me. This is low-key just super mage. Alright, now we're in Great Crossroads. A giant chicken spawn. Now you can farm these scarecrows in this field, or you can farm in the field back here. Either or goes. It kind of just depends where the other people are farming. You just can gather them up and then do circles around them. Alright, so we hit level 17 now. I would just still pump in strength, finish triple slash off, and then you can either do like, I'll do maybe 3 into combat roll, or you can max it if you just want a little bit more movement, and then you just do the rest ground slam, because this will really help in sewers. Alright, once again, just follow my path. Sometimes you will spawn over here, just make your way over here. This is Nilgarf Sewers. Alright, so we're just trying to get to level 24 here. All we're gonna do is we're gonna run over here, come into this baddie cage, and just jump and smack. So you can see they're all gathered. Literally jump, smack, and kill them all. And this will level us just like this. Now we could already head to Shiprock Bottom, but we can get a few more really easy levels here. And this is also when we could do the Rat King quest. Start by killing 10 ratties. And you gotta collect ratty tails for this. Alright, so at this point we could head down to the ratty pit, which is just up here. And then you go down here. And then this is the ratty pit right over here. And now you can farm all the way up to 30 here. It's just like once you hit around level 26, it slows down so much. But I would, if you have a monster at this point, this would be the place to pop it. You can just pop it down right here, and then bunch of giants spawn and all that stuff, and it'll take you up to that level 30 like really quick. But if not, we can go to Shiprock Bottom, which is what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna ignore that and pretend like he didn't do that, even though I could farm up to 30 right now over there. And I can actually do one more because it's just three ratty heads. But then it's 84 tails after that, which I'm not gonna grind right now, even though it doesn't take very long. But we're level 25, So let's head over to, if you have a hunter rune, take that. If you don't, just take a Nilgarf rune, and then we can take the taxi man. Alright, so just talk to Taximan Dave here, and then you can go to Port Fidelio. Now, if you did take a rune, it's going to spawn you right here where my mouse is, like by this barrel. That's where it's going to spawn you. You can just run over here, and we are going to take this cannon right here. Unless I get glitched to the floor. So we just fire off, and this whirlpool right here, that is where we want to go. Now, every 10 minutes, a boss called the Mama Hermit Crab spawns. And that's pretty much just who we want to be farming. Other than that, you can literally just run around this place and kill all these guys. Because you will find a lot of them, and they give really good XP. Okay, so that's the Mama Hermit Crab, and you can just find her right over here. So as long as this crab is kind of just attracted to other people, it's really easy just to sit under it and smack it. Like, I'm taking no damage here. And I don't think I will be. I might take one hit, but it won't be an issue. So boom, right up to level 27 immediately. I'm still gonna just pump strength. And boom, right up to 32. So that's kind of why giants are really good. Is just the sheer amount of XP that they can give. Alright, now it does a nice thing, and it shows you where all the NPCs are for your subclass. We're just gonna cut left here, and then make our way up these stairs. And you can jump up on this corner right here. And go through this door, and we're here. How it should become a berserk. We get a nice stat reset. I go 50 dex, rest strength, just because the dex will up our attack speed a little bit, and give us a bit of consumable usage. Alright, so now we're back in Port Fidelio. Now for the skill points, I would just do 3 in Warcry, and now you can do Blade Spin, but we're not going to be doing much like crowd attacking, so we don't really need the AoE that's in Blade Spin. I would just go with Ferocious Assault. I just maxed my Warcry because it's really good for your DPS and all that. But we're just going to run over to the Wayfarer now, and this is how we get the first thing in an aisle. So you need to spend 100 silver here, and we get a Wayfarer ticket. Now, this is a schedule. Alright, when the ship is here, you just walk right on, and you're good to go. Now, it'll take 5 minutes to leave, and then it'll take 5 minutes to travel, and then you'll be there. Alright, so after 5 minutes, at 45, we get teleported onto the Wayfarer. Now here, just don't go into the water, or at least don't go deep, otherwise you will get sent all the way to Shiprock Bottom. There is a chest here that you can collect, but just stay on the ship. Alright, after another 5 minutes, we finally made it to Forsaken Isle. So right away, we are just going to run over here, accept this quest. I already have the Mogo Melons for it. You just get Mogo Melons by killing all the Moglos and Molokos. So I'll complete that right away. And the next one is to defeat 25 Moglos and 25 Moglokos. And a good way to also farm on this island is to join a party. Because parties just boost XP. Because some of it gets shared. Now we're just going to complete this quest, and the last quest is to defeat Mokotua. Now, I'm going to explain this before the boss fight, so you guys aren't rushed to do it. As soon as you kill this boss and you pick up your loot, you're going to hit Z, when this is going to pop up your server browser, and you're gonna join one of the other higher lobbies, because chances are they're either close to defeating Mokotua or the boss fight is going on. And these guys count as, I think, 50 of the kills. So these guys are kind of always good to kill when you see them. They also give good XP, so now let's dump this stuff real quick, and then we gotta fight them. Now, a good strategy if you're still weak is if you jump up onto this blue guy, and you gotta do it here. But basically, this will make it so the green pillar down here can't hit you. And each of the pillars makes a different noise, or each of the heads makes a different noise. That's kind of just something you gotta learn. But it's super easy. Like, that's the green one. It'll take you like maybe one boss fight, and then you'll know exactly which one is which. Which does not happen often, but anyways. So there we are. That took us from 37 to 45. There's no loot there I really want. So we dump all strength, and I'll finish Ferocious Assault, do Blood Cleave, and you can do Adrenaline or you can do Blade Spin. I'll just do Blade Spin because why not? In case there's people all grouped up, that's what I'll use. Then we can also complete this quest now and finish this stat. Now we'll switch servers. And already you can see the boss fight is going on, so we'll just get the tail end of this. Will still take us up to 47. As you can see, 1 million XP just for that. Boom, that took us up to 49. Now I could just farm one more boss here, but just for the sake of the video, you can come right over here, talk to this guy. You can either pay 1 gold to travel to Teruls Maw, or you can go to Shiprock Bottom. Alright, so here we are in Shiprock Bottom. Once you're here, you just follow my path, and you just go down this little hole right here. And this is actually a great place to farm too in Shiprock Bottom because there's a lot of spawns. You just come through here and you take this door. Now that is how you get to Teruls Maw quickly. I will show you guys the boss that we will fight now. So just follow me. You might need to wait for him to spawn. We are going to fight the Terror. Okay, the Terror of the Deep spawned. Now, this is a boss cheese. So you take him up here and you see this big shroom looking thing. You need to take him right in here, and he's going to lose sight of you. If his head is in here, then you just get a free boss cheese, and this guy will drop an absurd amount of XP. And this is pretty much just a strat that'll take you to 50, and you can even take it all the way to 60 if you wanted. He just saw someone under him. And sometimes this is really annoying to do. But basically, my strategy is you come straight up around here, and then you go straight into here, and he'll just follow you, and then he'll get his head stuck, and then free money. Alright, there we are. So that gave us 3.3 million XP. Took us right up to 52. And at this point we could just rebirth, which is what I will be doing, as there is the... That failed, that's super embarrassing. There is the 2x XP event going on right now, which is always the best time to farm. So anyways, I hope you guys all found this video very useful, and good luck rebirthing, everyone. It's a bit of a grind, but once you're at 20, you don't gotta ever worry about it again, unless you're starting another slot. But other than that, happy rebirthing. Good luck. See you guys.